Right, it's not often that I get unusual bonsai, but I couldn't resist telling the story, or ask Colin here to tell the story about this tree. Now this is a ficus. I think it's one of the Benjaminas. If you come close, you can see the leaves. It's a type of Benjamina, and you can see how big the root is and the stem, and how much the tree has grown. And it's in this very small pot. Now tell me about the story. I couldn't believe it when you told me.
Well, it's from when I had it, it was 20 years old. So it must have been 7 years when I purchased it.
Yes.
And
You've had it for 20 years.
I've kept it in that pot ever since.
For 20 years in this pot. And I couldn't believe it, that it survived so well. So first of all, top marks for keeping it alive for 20 years in this pot.
I soak it once a week.
Okay,
I soak it,
once a week only, right.
Yeah.
Now it's got a beautiful trunk, and I would like to do something for you.
Okay.
So with your permission, I think because it's a bit overgrown, I'm going to prune it back to here. I may even make some small air layerings and give you the baby trees from that. And I will transform this tree for you. So we're going to follow the progress of this tree over a period of 3 months, and I can guarantee you we will find a new tree from this one. I've just had a go at pulling it out of the pot, and 20 years never repotted. Look at it. It is surviving. So this is a most unusual case, and you've done well to keep it alive for 20 years in this pot. So give me 3 months and we will see a new tree. Thank you.
Certainly.
Thank you for showing this. You must be wondering what this tree is. I did give you an introduction because I interviewed the owner of this tree, and he's given me the liberty to do what I like with this. Now, you must be wondering, why such a weird looking bonsai? It was originally a bonsai. It's still in its original Chinese crackle glaze pot, and over the years, I think he told me he had grown this as bonsai 20 years ago, and he has never repotted the tree. So this is the original root ball in this pot for 20 years, and it hasn't died. It's just grown bigger and bigger and lost its way. I'm going to clean the pot, so when we clean the pot, we will use it for something else. But this tree is going to have a new lease of life. So I can't continue to leave it in the pot like this. So I will probably end up redesigning this tree, and rather than just cut all the branches off, it is so easy just to cut everything off and start again. Normally I would cut it there, and just leave the central trunk with 3 shorter trunks, 4 trunks. I could do that, but why do that? I think we will do a little exercise in air layering. So I'm going to get Josh to air layer the plant. So as a ficus, you know, it gives out the sap, so we will just remove the bark like that. I'll get him to complete it. So that is one point for the air layering. The second point of the air layering will probably be around here, I would say. Okay. As I said, one doesn't really need to air layer, but let's, for the heck of it, do a little interesting diversion, which is air layering, because ficus I know are very easy to air layer. So I get 2 air layerings, 1 and 2. That's a bit too thin. No, even this part is too tall, so I'm going to air layer here as well. I'm just marking the spot. So it's got 1, 2, 3 air layerings. I think that would be enough. That would be enough. 3 air layerings. So we'll start air layering it, and I'll show you the progression or the progress of this tree. But before we no, let's do the air layering first, and I will put it in a big pot to stimulate the growth. So let's do the air layering first. So here we are, 2 air layerings done already. There's As we say, why waste the plant? We will get 3 more ficuses from this. I don't know what the variety is. It's some sort of Benjamina, I think. These are only small airlings. It's the size of just like a duck's egg. Although ficus is very easy to aerate, we have used a bit of hormone rooting powder just to speed it up. And when this is done, I'm going to put it in a big flower pot. The root ball is so congested, we're just going to tease it out a little bit, and then we will put it in one of these Japanese terracotta training pots. There are hardly any roots to speak of. There are just a few.
Yeah.
So we've got to be a bit careful. In fact, I may even put some sphagnum moss around it, just to be doubly safe. In fact, we may just use pure sphagnum moss. Change of plan. Normally I would put it in just soil, but because this is such a stressed tree,
Not much,
maybe a little more, tea, a little more. There are some roots on there. How this poor tree has survived all this time. Almost like a cactus. And they only water it once a week, I was told. Just shows how easy it is to keep a ficus. I always maintain that the ficus is the easiest of all the indoor species.
still in there.
Okay, that's fine. Now we will just put sphagnum moss. So we just ram the tree in. So hopefully in a few weeks' time, I expect this pot to be filled with roots, fresh new roots, and hopefully the air layerings should also have rooted. I know that we're in autumn now, but if I keep it in my conservatory or in a warm room, it will still continue to grow. So there you are, that's the next phase of this revival project.